Hi. Welcome to Live with Journey Ryan. My name is Gigi. I am the Glory Brown Goddess, and I welcome you here tonight where we have a wonderful hour ahead of readings. We will be looking at all your concerns. So any questions that you have, go ahead and take this time to place them in the chat, okay? And just so you know, we do have donation readings as well. Those are your longer readings, which will get you more information, more answers, and more goodness. So I encourage you that if you really have a question that's important to you, to go ahead and make a donation and get that longer reading so that we can really step into your question and examine it from all angles. All right, but you can always put your question on the list and get your 2-minute reading as well. All right, so welcome. So I don't know if you guys know, but this show, Journey Ryan Live, is also on at other times of the week. It's on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's on, let's see. Oh, there's Journey and Friends as well. I forgot about Journey and Friends. Journey and Friends is on Friday nights at 8. And that's an awesome show. So just to give you an awareness, so if you want to join Journey Ryan Live at any point in time, that's how you get to them, okay? Oh, another caution. Sorry, I'm a little scattered today all day long, and that's carrying over into my show, so I apologize in advance. But another caution is that, and I just lost my train of thought. Oh my God, it's going to be one of those nights. But anyways, grab your drink. I'm drinking a little hard seltzer tonight. And we're going to get started with our reading. So let's dig right in. Waste no more time. So we have Gemma first up. Hey, will I get to meet any of Adam's friends in the next year or two? His close friends know about me. I've briefly spoken to a few, but yet to meet them yet. All right, Gemma, let's get a little more background there. Are you looking to meet these persons in a romantic sense, in a business sense? You want to do business with them? What is your specifics so I can tune right into that, please? Give me that information. I can start the question now, and if not, we'll put your question back on the list. You want to be as specific as possible. That's really something you want to do when you ask a question. And the reason for that is that we have a very limited amount of time to dig into your question. And me or any other reader on this channel can definitely dig in, look at the energy, and go all around what it is that you really want to know. And that can be easily avoided by just asking a very specific question. And I think that's what I was about to caution you guys on a moment ago. So it's so crazy that slipped my mind. But we don't do general readings here on the shows. You can go over to mypsychicconnection.com and you can get a general read over there. All right, so I haven't seen anything come back through for Gemma, so let's move on to our next question. Jennifer, I mailed a letter to an attorney last week, signature required. It was delivered. Did it get mailed to the right place? And when will I hear back from him, please? Let's take a look at an outcome for Jennifer's letter. Spirit that she sent out to an attorney. Give me an indication as to whether or not it reached its intended recipient. First off the top, I have the High Priestess in the reverse, followed by the Eight of Cups in the reverse, And the Ten of Pentacles. Well, here's what I'm seeing. We got 2 strong reversals and then an upright card. And what I'm reading from that and what I'm hearing from that is it's going to do a little more traveling. Like it got delivered, but probably not to exactly to the person who you would like to see have it. It's going to do a little more movement before it actually makes it to that person. And with this 10 of Pentacles, yes, that's a strong yes that you will hear back from them. And it's also with this rainbow here depicted in the card, I'm seeing that as an indication that you will hear good news, right? Like the rainbow is a hopeful symbol here for me. So not only that, but the trail that they're walking down is lined with coins, which means that this person will take you by the hand and lead the way for you, lead you to that destination that you want to be at. But yes, initially here, I see there being some, like with this high priestess in the reverse, I'm seeing like it didn't get to who it was supposed to get to initially, right? But don't lose hope because, like I said, there's a lot of strong energy coming through with this 10 of Pentacles. All right. So I hope that was helpful for you, Jennifer. And I thank you so much. Thank you so much for trusting me with your question. So as we all know, this is Black History Month, right? And we here on this channel have been bringing you stories, profiles, and insights on individuals and topics that are important in African American history. And I would not be the groovy brown goddess if I didn't do my part in supporting that history as well. So what I want to talk about tonight in regards to Black history has to do more with the culture than it does a specific person, right? Because yes, it's important to celebrate individuals during this time because most of them, if not all of them, didn't get their flowers while they were alive, right? And so it's important to honor and acknowledge them now. But the culture, the Black culture, the Black customs and things of that nature are just as important and inform you overall regarding what has happened and what's happening now and what will happen in the future, right? And so I want to bring an awareness to ancestor, and people mistakenly refer to it as ancestor worship, and it's not worship. It's just showing reverence to the ancestors, supporting and honoring them. And this is a practice that I really take to heart in my daily life. And it informs everything I do throughout my day, as well as what I do here with you on a weekly basis. So how did this get started? Its roots are in Africa. When the slaves were brought here, they were colonized, quote unquote, after they got here, colonized as far as their religion and that type of thing. So many of them were forced to become Christians after arriving here, right? But that wasn't the original religion or original spiritual practices that they had when they lived in Africa. So ancestor reverence is a huge thing in those cultures there. And so when they were forced to become Christians, many slaves became a very different type of Christian. They would espouse the things that they knew the slave masters wanted to hear as far as the church and the Bible, but then they still maintained some of their original practices, and ancestor worship was one of them. And so I have been feeling my ancestors very, very strongly around me all day today. getting, I think, more information than normal, probably more than needed today. But because of this, I want to encourage all of you to light a candle for your ancestors. And it's just that simple. You can light a candle, place a glass of water in an area for them, let them know that you honor and respect the sacrifices. Let them know that you're so happy that they made it possible for you to be here. Okay, this is a topic that we could spend an hour, 2 hours on more, right? But just to give you a little glimpse of the power behind those practices, once you start to connect with them, you'll find a lot of things in your life smooth out, become easier. And it's them opening doors and showing the way for you. So I encourage you to light a candle for them at this time and really just, sit down and have a little chat with them. Tell them what's important to you. Tell them how you'd like to learn more about them, those types of things. And you'll be surprised the doors that they'll open to make sure that you learn those things. And in honor of my own ancestors, who I just said were very loud in my ear all day today, when I know that I am especially having a heightened connection with them, I know that I can connect with yours as well. So I'm offering a special mediumship reading tonight. So it is a donated reading. So, and you can order the medium reading and ask a specific question that you would like to hear from your ancestors about. No generals, a specific question that you want their particular insight on, and we'll make that connection happen. So I look forward to some of those tonight. But let's get to our next question. Audrey. Hi, my soon to be husband, Wes, found out today he's unemployed for a long time. Will we end up having to move to Medford, Oregon, so he can work with the same company to avoid unemployment? Okay, not sure in your question how he found out he's unemployed for a long time, because maybe that you're saying he's laid off, and in his current location, I'm assuming he's not going to be reemployed by them for possibly a long time. But unemployment is a state that can end whenever you find your next job, right? But let's take a look. Let's kind of do this or that. We'll see if he goes to look for other work where you're currently at, what his prospects are. And if he moves to Medford, how that would go. All right, so let's take a look at that. All right. Wow. Okay, very specific here. First off, in your current location, if he threw a meeting. Okay, so in your current location, what are his prospects? I have the King of Cups in reverse, as well as the Eight of Cups in the reverse. And two reversals, of course, bring with it a certain kind of stuckness. So I get what you're saying here now a little more deeply. And again, to clarify, I pull the Two of Wands in the reverse. I don't see the prospects being as good if you stay where you currently are. And I think some of that is mental, especially with this Two of Wands in the reverse. I feel like some of that is mental on his part. Like, he's more apt to kind of get stuck in a rut as far as searching for new work, right? And so his mindset will deeply affect him in this kind of like, I just feel this gloomy energy. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. Of course, we didn't get to the other option there, but again, you can always, if you have the means to do so, it's something that you definitely want to get a longer reading on so that you can dig into it a little more deeply. So hope that helped to look at that particular option for you. All right, let's see who's next. We have Favor. I like that. Favor B. Hi, will my next relationship favor me? Okay, not sure I understand the wording. Um, let's get some more information around that. That's just a little general and worded in a way that's a little confusing. So if we can get the next question, that would be awesome. All right, the Celtic Dragon. What have I done for all of this bad to be happening in my life? Am I getting some sort of karma for something? All right, so I understand that karma is a concept that some people adhere to. All right, so let's just take a look at what's at the root of this streak of bad luck that seems to be surrounding you, Celtic Dragon. And hope you're ready for the truth, because that's usually going to come through pretty strongly. All right, so right off the bat, I have the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords in the reverse, and the Seven, or the Eight rather, of Swords. So a partnership is what I'm seeing, like whether that partnership was friendship based, going into business, some type of partnership where there was a divide with this Two of Swords in the reverse. There was a divide that happened as a result of you teaming up with someone. And I want to say that this was quite some time ago. So this isn't any recent activity. This, you'll have to think back on this particular thing. But anyways, as I go forward, this person felt really slighted by you, felt really taken advantage of by you. And it put them into this space of mental fuckery where they were depressed for quite some time. With the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Star in the reverse, unfortunately, if this person themselves was not a magical practitioner, I'm seeing and feeling as if they went to someone who was, to put some stumbling blocks in your way. And the thing about that is, Celtic Dragon, and I'll just finish my statement there. Once that type of energy gets kicked off and underway, unless you are keeping up your spiritual hygiene, it just kind of increases like a snowball going downhill. So I hope that that was helpful. Like I said, you'll probably have to think about this long and hard. And it's really, at this point, probably not even important who actually set this into motion, but more important that it has been set into motion. So hopefully that response helped you to get to the help that you need. All right, let's take a look at who's next. We have Senor Yohimbi. Hi, how will things progress with the career in the coming months? All right, let's take a look at the next 6 months and pull a card for each one. And we'll start with, we're in February, so let's start with March, right? March, April, May, June, July, and August. For the month of March, I have the Fool in the upright position. And what this is saying to me is, take a look at how you're presenting yourself. Your presentation, both physically and intellectually, are what will be affecting you most strongly in the month of March. And let's say, if you are not paying particular attention to that, that is going to have a direct impact on the opportunities that not only come your way, but how much you shine in your current situation, right? So how much actual attention and positivity you can draw to yourself in order to move forward towards your goals are going to be directly impacted by the way you present yourself. There's an old saying, fake it until you make it. Look the part that you want to have so that you can get there, because presentation is extremely impactful. So during the month of April, I have the devil in the reverse, and this is talking to me about setting down your bad habits. We all have them. You need to do a self examination to see exactly what it is that is considered undesirable to those who would be higher ups, right? So this is what impacts you directly in the month of March, or I'm sorry, April, and not looking like uh, not looking like a rookie. All right, so I hope that that was helpful. I did get strong feelings there about self-reflection being key. So hopefully that was able to help you as you attempt to push forward towards your goals. Thank you for your question. And I want to invite you all to come back here tonight at midnight Eastern time for Squirrel Show, Whispers from the Forest with Squirrels, Squirrel. I'm sure she probably has some squirrel friends she could introduce us to as well. So the squirrels will be in full effect. But anyway, Squirrel's been doing some very interesting and powerful things on her show, and you don't want to miss it. And we don't want to miss the next question. So who's next? We have, is it Brolic? What is ahead for me in the job front? I work for a major insurance company and wonder if there will be any growth coming ahead. See, I want to commend you on your question because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a proper question. This is what I'm talking about. Tell me what you want to know and what give me enough here to successfully get to exactly what you want to hear. Everybody out there, please look at this question, and I want you to actually give a clapping hand emoji for Brolic. You, sir or ma'am, get the question of the day. All right, so what is ahead for me on the job front? I work for a major insurance company and wonder if there will be any growth coming ahead. So let's take a look. Wow. Okay. First of all, I have two reversals, and then I have a strong upright card. I have the Emperor in the reverse. I have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and I have the World. So how do I want to look at this? I want to look at this from the standpoint of, with this Emperor in the reverse, now is the time for you to look at what type of educational opportunities that can, or training programs or opportunities that you can engage in that will get you to the next level. Because without them, it's going to be like an opportunity can be missed because you're not prepared. So part of success is preparation. A huge part of success is preparation. The other part is luck, right? But you got to be prepared when the luck finally drops an opportunity in your lap. And with the Two of Pentacles in a reverse, the topsy-turviness that you're feeling right now, or that you're suspecting is there, is going to start to subside. And I want to say that's going to be about mid-year. So Brolic says, oh, wow, I was thinking of getting my master's. Go, go, go for it. All right. So this topsy-turviness will start to subside about mid-year. And then you'll end the year strong here with the World card, meaning I really see. All right. Go for that master's. Please go for that master's. It's going to be clutch. Even the fact that you would be, because obviously if you start now, you're not going to be done with a master's program by the end of the year, right? But if you start now and you're on the road to the master's, your opportunity, your higher ups will see that as, yeah, this is a person that's preparing. This is a person that we can put where we need them to go. So get started. I encourage that strongly. That was a strong yes. And thank you for trusting me with your question. and for wording your question. Relic says, thank you. And for wording your question so brilliantly. All right. Who is next? Laura Hernandez. Will I get approved for the apartment I'm looking at tomorrow? All right. Well, let's take a look at what's going on around this apartment, Laura. Well, you come in with strength, which is like a great way to come in. It just suggests that you have your ducks in a row as far as what their requirements are, right? Like you come in the door shining in their eyes. And then the Six of Cups shows me that don't be surprised when you see this apartment if it just already feels like home. Like you're going to get in there and it, and that's easy to say. And like for someone who might be in an apartment search and, things have been a little wonky, but no, you're going to walk into this place and this is going to feel like home, the one. With the Tower, though, there are some things that could potentially rear their ugly head to cause you to stumble. And I see with the Eight of Pentacles, make sure that you are representing your employment or your financial, all the monies that you have coming in. Make sure, I feel like this hesitation to put something there that should be there. And so make sure you represent that correctly on your application, okay? Because if you do not, it'll put you in the position of the hanged man, right? Also, make sure that your references or whomever is the one that can back you up on this information that you put on your application, make sure that you don't have a sneaky little somebody working against you. All right. I had to get that out because, yeah, I know the bell rang, but something's underfoot. Okay. Thank you for your question and thank you for trusting and good luck. I mean, I see, I see people in situations where things can be doable. And Laura says, thanks so much. Where things can be doable, and then you've got these jackasses that just want to get in the way. And one of my favorite types of readings is how to outdo your enemies. And I love doing that kind of reading. So that's, yeah. As you guys get to know me more, you're going to see that side of me as far as I hate to see people getting tripped up due to envy, hatred, those types of things. So I like to help people through those situations. All right. I want to tell you though about tomorrow night's lineup because you got another set of wonderful psychics tomorrow night who will help you through your situations as well. And at 7 p.m. Eastern, Destiny K show, Destiny K Divine Love and Light. At 10 p.m., we have Journey Ryan live. And 11 p.m., one of my absolute favorites, Cassidy the Card Slinger. She's amazing and so sweet and lovely. All right, next question. Rebecca Wood. Hi, Gigi. Hey, thank you for the hearts. Can you tell me if I will need to go to Texas to support my sister or will everything be okay? All right, let's take a look. I'm trying to see, how do I want to look at this? I think I want to see your sister's flow of events, like how things are working for her, support her with what's going on with my brother-in-law. Okay. All right. So tell me one thing. Is this in regards to finances or trouble in the relationship? because quite frankly, I feel there could be a little of both happening. But I want to look at your sister's flow, and then I'm going to look at how you moving there impacts it. Okay? So let's get those cards on the table, Spirit. Health. Okay. There's something around finances, though, and how the relationship's being impacted as well. And health, quite frankly, is expensive, right? When you start dealing with the healthcare system. So as far as her flow is concerned, I have, from her perspective, I have the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles. So what I am seeing is just a lot coming at her fast, and her feeling as if she's not on solid ground. It's like this feeling of this anxiousness and nervousness where, like, I would say, like, look over my shoulder, but it's not like she's looking over her shoulder at something. It's just her being caught up in this anxious nervousness, worrying, waiting for the next shoe to drop, right? And that's why I said, I think there's something here. Absolutely, Rebecca says. I think there's something here that has. Right. All right, sorry we didn't get to go too far into that, but I do want to say there's a lot there, and you would do well to get a longer reading in regards to that, because there's a lot happening in that situation, and things that your sister might not even though she may be sharing, with you, there's probably a lot in regards to what's going on in the background that you don't really have a strong awareness of. But thank you for your question. And let's take a look at who's next. So Cindy says, I've been sending messages to my friend Jay. I just want to know if he knows I'm there for him. He is going through a difficult time right now. And will he reach out soon? Thank you for your very specific question. All right, so let's take a look at how he's feeling in regards to you and your support of him, and whether or not he intends to reach out. So I feel like Jay, with this Four of Wands in the reverse and the Three of Swords in the reverse, wow, this is a total, like, oh my God, like a tearing down of everything that he considers to be a strong foundation in his life. Like the roof, it's like the roof just fell in on him, right? And with the Three of Swords, there's this sense of heartbreak that he's feeling that he does not want to share. And I feel as if this is why you're not hearing from him at this time. There's this devastation in his world, in his mind. He has a rare form of cancer in the blood. Yeah, his heart is broke. Like, it's like this, I can't believe this is happening to me. It's like everything's falling down, and that's why he's not reaching out to you at this time. With the Magician as well as the Nine of Wands, I feel like at some point he is going to step forward to say something to you. However, expect that comes in the way of a very protected message. In other words, it's like stepping out for a moment to say something to you, right back into the shadows. Okay, so this, sometimes, as much as we love our friends or want to be there, and it seems to hurt us even more that they won't share their hardest moments with us. We have to understand too that that's their hardest moment, and they're not going to lay bare everything before us. So I hope that helps you, and I know that that's a tough situation to be in. So All my best to you and to your friend for healing. All right. Let's take a look at who's next. All right, we have a 5-minute reading from Rebecca. So she wants more on her sister's situation. All right, I apologize. Maybe just a quick reminder here. I know we were just talking about it, and I believe it has to do with your brother-in-law and his health and you going there. So correct me if I'm wrong. How about that? Correct me if I'm wrong. So again, yeah, I feel like there's more to the situation that has to do around, they are being impacted somehow financially, and that's causing some strain and worry, right? And then, or the thought of it happening soon, like it's impending, right? But what your sister should know is with this 8 of Pentacles, she's being looked after, like doors are being opened on the other side. In other words, is the easiest way for me to explain it. Doors are being opened on the other side to help her have that financial, be able to stay, heads above water financially. So her strain in that is understandable, but not really warranted, right? As far as you moving there and the impact that you'll have, I feel like you come in as the Hierophant. And in this card, let me get you here. She's a strong spiritual force. And I feel like that is where your greatest, my pendulum told me it's going to be a quick thing. So sad. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. So I see you coming in as this Hierophant, and the fact that you bring a lot of energy with you that would be helpful to her at this time. And with the Judgment in the reverse, and the this is the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of like you're being called to move slowly in this situation. In other words, what I mean by that is you're being called to not come in and tell her, direct her what to do with this Judgment in reverse. Like, even though she may seem at a loss, like she's losing her footing in a little ways, when you see her and when you're around her in person, it may seem, it's just like the stress of what's happening, and it may seem like you need to like give her some guidance and direction on what to do. That's not what your role should be according to Spirit. It's not that. It's just to be there. I don't know if she's your little sister, your big sister, but you're to take the little sister role with this Page of Pentacles and just be her rock, right? Just be steady. Just be, it's going to call for you to have to dig into your spiritual practices to have the calmness and the steadiness that she needs, because she is going to come apart emotionally. And guide her gently. I'm not moving there, but visiting her, I am the little sis. Yeah, so you come up here as the little sis in what you're supposed to be. So yeah, the visit will be impactful because we have the Hierophant, which is a major, and we have the Judgment, which is a major. That's an impact with your visit. I would encourage you to do it because I think it's going to be valuable to her. I think that even though I think she's going to want to ask you to stay longer, but I don't know that she will. So it will be up to you actually to make that decision, to extend your visit, right? And I do have the 10 of Swords in the reverse, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and the 4 of Swords in the reverse. And yeah, this is kind of like playing off of her and what her energy. you're going to notice a lot of scattered energy, even in the way that she's talking about the situation with him, what's happening with his medical, diagnosis, his treatment, how she's talking about things that need to be done and paid and moved forward. You're not going to really notice it so much until you're actually there with her in person. And then it's going to startle you, is the feeling that I get, how scattered she comes across. Like you're going to think to yourself something along the lines of, man, I knew she was impacted, but I didn't know this. Like, I feel like where she's normally very put together, it's all going to be a little scattered, and it's going to throw you for a loop, and your instinct is going to be to run, grab her, hug her. I got this. We're going to do this together. Do this, do this, do. And Spirit saying, no, part of what she needs at this time is for you to just be her rock, her little sister, and allow her to take the steps to work through the different things, because that's what's going to get her. That's what's going to get her through to be healthy and whole, okay, at the end of the day. So her healing comes in doing, basically. And she just needs a support system like you. So, sis, I commend you for what you're walking into and what you're being called to do here. Thank you so much for your wisdom. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And my best to you. My heart breaks around, situations like that, because I've dealt with a couple just in the not so long ago past. So my heart is there for you. All right. Let's keep moving here. Who is next? Rada says, please, is my boyfriend or arranged marriage suitor the best and right marriage partner for me? Okay, so we're talking about one person. This arranged marriage. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the situation as far as how it presents itself as a marriage and how this person is viewing you, feels about you, that kind of thing. All right. And to say, is this the best for me? I know that encompasses a lot. All right. So, wow. All right. So I have the 8 of Wands right away, along with the 6 of Wands. And then in the reverse, I have the 4 of Wands, which speaks volumes in the form of stability. And I'm getting a true feeling of instability here. So let's take a look what type of instability. My first instinct was like that financially, the stability may not be what you've been led to believe, or what, it's an arranged marriage. So what those who arranged it were led to be, it's not as stable as it looks. And then with the 4 of Wands in the reverse, with the 8 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, it's like this rush of energy to get you to the destination of this marriage. With the 6 of Wands, it looks like a winning combination, like winner, winner, chicken dinner. And then the 4 of Wands in the reverse, again, it's living with that, living and realizing where the weakness is and the instability. Arranged isn't as stable. So we're talking about 2 people. All right. And let's get through the arranged here, and then we'll. All right. So that's what's going on with the arranged. Yeah, I would think long and hard about that. I don't know the ins and outs of how that works, so and I would never make light of it. If there's an exit clause. Yeah. All right. So Let's see who's next. All right, thank you for your donation, Tara. We have a mini reading. Yay! I love the longer readings. Thank you so much. So Tara says, my question, I was divorcing my husband and I fell in love with someone else. Okay. My husband and I hadn't slept together in 6 years. This guy and I seemed to connect deeply like twin flames and fell in love. All right. My ex went crazy, scared him off, of course. And I missed his birthday and kids got upset at home. Okay. We broke up and I'm back at home unhappy. All right, so the new guy, you missed his birthday and you ended up back at home with your ex unhappy. He's dating and loves me and I believe still but upset. Will we end up together or should I stay home and just make my marriage work for my kids? Okay. I feel deeply in love with this other man. All right, Tara. So let me, if I can ask the producers to put up the very first part of her question. Okay. So you're back at home with your husband and the kids, and you want to know what your prospects are there or what your prospects are with your boyfriend. And let's take a look at your boyfriend, what he's feeling about you, and the prospects of him wanting to return to a connection with you, because I think that's most central to what you want to know. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, so right off the bat, I have the Devil in the reverse, followed by the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and that's lots of hard feelings. There's a feeling here of betrayal, and this is, I'm looking inside your boyfriend's head, right? Not your husband. There's a feeling of betrayal, and when I look at this immediately, I think you don't understand that. I think even though, yes, she says, boyfriend is upset now because I did not leave fast enough because of kids. Yes. So there's a sense of betrayal there. And I don't think you understand how deeply it runs. It runs very deeply. He did expect you to walk away from everything if necessary in order to come to him, right? I don't know what the promise was around the kids or if there was a promise around the kids. But with the Knight of Cups in the reverse kind of like above this whole situation, what I'm seeing with that is that he is not in the frame of mind as he's viewing you as a love interest at this time, right? So you stated that he was back dating again, but says he loves you. I just feel like the betrayal at this time overrides the any love, right? Because I don't get love cards with this right now, right? I feel like the sense of betrayal is so fresh and so overwhelming. And I feel like the only thing that could be slightly related to love is this Knight of Cups, and it's in the reverse, right? So I feel like it's a nice thing for him to say, I love you. Again, speaking from out of his head, it's a nice thing to say, I love you. But this sense of betrayal, at least in this moment, because I'm looking at him in this moment, is more than I can get past, right? And with the Eight of Swords in the reverse as well, I just see like and I'm hearing actually, I'm getting out and away of this, from this mind fuck that I put myself in by involving myself with her. She says, will it work out in the future? We talked in a year or two. Okay. So let's take a look towards what is possibly, possible for the future between you and him right now. And I get Temperance along with Seven of Swords in the reverse and King of Cups in the reverse. All right. You're not going to like this. Your future prospects are dependent upon the fact of whether he sees you on your own leave your husband. Now, I'm not endorsing that you leave, because I can only tell you what I see here. I can't tell you what to do. But from his standpoint, this Temperance card says he's willing to consider. So don't take that and run away with it. That's what he says. Yes. Take that for what it's worth, right? Because we all know that people can see us do something and then decide later down the line and say, oh, well, my life has changed now. That's what he says. And it's also with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, an element of him saying that is like the little stab, like, oh, well, if you would have done that, then, or you do that, then I'll do this. It's kind of like taking a little stab at you. So there's a lot riding on those emotions of him being heated over the fact that things went down the way they went down. And he's making this little statement to take a stab at you because he still has a little anger in his heart over how things went down. But with this King of Cups in the reverse, that's your husband. If he sees the husband topple, and then he'll consider it. Now, that's a strong statement, because that's not you telling me that, yes, leave your husband and we'll be together. That's saying, I'll consider it. And that consideration can work for or against you. I'm letting you know that as a warning. So I'm not saying that like passively, like I don't know. I'm saying that as a warning. His consideration that he's promising if you leave the husband is just that. It could go either way. He's keeping his options open by making that statement. And producer, could you put up the last statement that Tara said? He says, I see you leave and I'll be with you, but I don't know if I believe it. He's keeping his options open. So if you were indeed with this Temperance, because this Temperance card feels like it goes either way, right? So if I see you leave and I don't have anything that I consider going on in my life as far as a woman is concerned that feels good, then I'll come your way. But I'm keeping my options open, because if you leave and I'm involved with someone else, then okay, you're on your own. And I have to be that blunt with you, because I want you to understand that his statement to you was not a promise to be with you. It was, let's see how I feel when I see you do this. So you need to know that. As far as your situation with your husband and your kids, and I'm pulling from the wrong end of the deck, which tells me a lot about your relationship. I have the Six of Cups in the reverse, the Three of Cups in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands. And see her in this Nine of Wands card. She's sitting there like totally distraught. The kids are in the background doing their thing. Her back is turned. You being there in that relationship, first of all, There's a lot going on in this relationship that isn't right. And I want to say to you that if you are being emotionally, physically abused, that you should never stay in that connection, because that kind of connection can turn deadly in a heartbeat. So I want you to locate sources of help out there for you. And I do feel like there's things to that extent going on in this marriage. But with the Nine of Wands and with the depiction, the artwork on this card, I can clearly see you're not giving your best as a mother because of everything that's happening in this marriage around you. So you're not being the best mother you can be. And then you've got this guy over here who you have deep feelings for, that you're incurring further stress just because he's not with you. He's now going about his business, and he's giving you this statement of, oh, if you leave him, it's just a whole big, huge of stress. He went crazy after I left him, and that's when everything went bad with this guy. Right. But it hasn't come back to good, is what I'm saying to you. And so with the Six of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Cups in the reverse with the husband, with the marriage, I don't see it going back to good. So you will be dealing with what you're dealing with there in the marriage for a very long time. I'll say it like that. So your option is, you have three options, of course. I've given you two lines. I've given you what's happening in the marriage and what will continue to happen. Given you what's happening with this boyfriend and what will continue there. The third option is you leaving for yourself and then making judgments about who you want to be with and when. Okay? Even if it is that boyfriend that we are discussing now. So what should I do is a question for you. All right. Like I said, I laid out the path for you. The boyfriend may or may not, depending on which way the wind is blowing in his life at the time that you leave your husband, that's going to determine what he does going forward with you. All right. You have to consider that the betrayal that he feels trumps everything else right now. Any good feelings that he says he has about you, I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm saying it's trumped by the betrayal. I don't see that changing. Also, with the husband, there's a whole lot of bullshit going on as far as how he treats you and how this marriage is going. And then you have to consider the fact of, am I being the best mother under all this stress and heartbreak? And so that's going to stay that way in the marriage. And then, of course, there's just you looking out for you and leaving a situation that is no good for you and the kids. And so looking at those three energies, you need to make the decision to go with what appeals to you. All right? All right. Thank you so much, Tara. And I wish you all the best in your situation and moving forward. And that's just another thing. We have Valentine's Day coming up next week, right? And people tend to get really, when it comes down to love and relationships and all that kind of stuff, this is the time of the year. Like Valentine's Day for some people stresses them the hell out, right? Like it ends up being this depressing, stressful time of the year. And, Tara says, do it for myself. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. If it were me, and it has been me before, it has been me, and I did it for myself. It was a journey, but I'm better for it. So I would love to see you do that and keep us posted, Tara. So as I was saying with the Valentine's Day, sometimes it's better just to love on yourself. It's not worth the stress and the depression of trying to put together this front for the rest of the world to see, right? Be you, love you. If you love you and you're shining brightly that way, others will love you as well. All right, next question. All right, while we wait for our next question. Okay, so will my parents happily agree to let me marry my boyfriend if I approach them around the end of this year? Okay, let's see. Let's see how your parents view the situation and what their decision factor will be in regards to this. All right. Wow. All right, so I have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. They don't really see your situation as one where true love can blossom. That's how they look at it. They don't look at it as being something real. I have the Eight of Swords in the reverse and the Devil in the reverse. And I see that they are concerned about ways that being in this connection would trap you, is the word I'm hearing, like ways that it would tie you down, ways that it would hold you back with this particular person. They see this person as immature, and I don't care how old this person is, they see this person as immature and someone that could potentially set you back years when they have great hopes that you would do certain things. I feel like there's this feeling here of certain goals that they have for you, like things that they would like to see you doing, working towards, and they feel like this person would hold you back from all of that. And with the Devil in the reverse, I feel like they see a troubling side, or what they view as a troubling side to your potential fiance. They see bad habits or potential bad habits that they feel would be those factors that would hold you back. It's like a feeling of mother knows best. All right. So, director, producers, where are we at in time for the show? Anyone? I don't know if I can get one of my producers to step forward from the back room and so that's all for tonight. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being with me. Again, my name is Gigi. I am the Groovy Brown Goddess. I thank you for joining me tonight. And I encourage you to come back at midnight in another hour. And for Squirrel Show, it's going to be fabulous. So until next time, all my love.